So I'm very much in my head, and I obviously want to get out. So I'm going to talk to you guys, whoever you are. And boss, hey buddy, yeah, that's you buddy. So today's been a really fucking weird day, yeah. How did today start? Good fucking question. It started good. Well, that's right. I made the video I made this morning, and then I watched it back like I said it was going to after I posted it. And then wow, I really do understand why people have been telling me to relax my whole life. It's just like hit me. Oh, and yeah, wow. But if you've seen my blog, put on the wall. The reason I didn't finish putting them on the wall, honestly, is because when I was colouring them, I didn't think yellow would stand out as well on the white, and I put it against here, not obviously thinking or realising at the time. The pennies literally just dropped. That it obviously was not contrasted correctly due to the fact that the lamp and salt lamp was on. But yeah, yellow actually looks really good, and I'm very happy that I was able to get out of my OCD traits. I was never diagnosed with OCD, but I definitely have paperwork saying I had the traits. I think I got this on me. What does it say? When I met you, I found me. Now, it was meant to, and obviously does, look like handwriting. And I took in the picture that I wanted. I'm not sure how this happened in hindsight. Because in hindsight, I've had more quotes on me since then. It should have just been shrunk down and done exactly as it was, but it wasn't. So anyway, they put it on a few times, but they hadn't, like I said, just shrunk the image down. They'd written it out. Anyway, it's been a long time since then, but my ego is so fucking fragile, yeah. So I had this friend, and she said right back at the beginning, right when it was done, something along the lines of, you'd think that the fact that I cried for like a year, literally, every time I looked at it, I'd be able to remember exactly what she said. She said something along the lines of, if it was any more wonky, you'd have to get it lasered. Oh my god, my ego broke. Literally broke. I was keeping videos at this point, guys. I have the videos. I could literally show you what I mean. I hadn't actually thought of that when I started saying that, to be honest. God, I love these videos. Where am I at, boss? Right, OCD traits. Yes, right. Oh, another thing I think I'll always remember, guys, is that OCD-PD. What is it? Obsessive compulsive personality disorder is different to OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. So OCD is the psychopathology version of it, so the turning on the lights off and on however many times, or whatever the repeated behaviour might be to quieten the anxiety that's going on, whereas the OCPD is more, they like orderliness. Oh, I think I said it right this time. But there is an aim and a purpose behind it. So Hey, there's a good way of remembering stuff, Liv. Stick with it. Fuck it up, because you have to remember what the correct version is. Don't fuck it up if you don't have to, obviously, but, you know. Right, where were we at? Notes on the wall. Need to keep going. Right. Wow, I feel so much better, because when I picked up this camera, I was about to say freaking out, but I was too stoned to be freaking out, truthfully. I said it already today. Like, I've decided that I'm not waiting until May. I need Monday, the 14th of March, my least favorite day of the year. And yes, it makes me sound bitter. I'm not bitter. It's just, I'm still a living human. Anyway, where are we at, boss? Bring it back. Notes on the wall. Yes, right. Went to the dog park. Oh my god, boss is ripped. We were there for like 2 hours. So Nichelle has introduced me to her friend, who doesn't have a name yet. I mean, I know it. I don't know what she's going to be known as yet. So anyway, Nichelle's friend, and the friend's son's girlfriend was there, right? And she's real cool. And we ended up talking heaps. There was like 6, 7 dogs at the dog park. Boss had an absolute ball. Yeah. Pedro is coming to install the Google light bulbs for me tomorrow and set the whole thing up. Whoops, winning. Though I did say, I was like, I've realised if I don't have one in my bedroom, it's probably not going to work. She was like, well, you can say it as you live, and yeah, eventually I'll get one. But go up, come back. Right. I decided to go and make sure the motorbike was turned on, you know. Battery not flat. Like, I've learned how to change a battery, but I don't want to have to do it again, you know. I just need to ride the damn thing. I will admit that when it comes to my motorbike, I get real in my head about it, which obviously is not where I want to be when I'm on a motorbike, in the sense of I need to be like super focused. Anyway, I've joked about this and I've spoken about this, but my neighbour said he was going to do the lawns, yeah, and he did his lawns this morning, and I had turned the motorbike on, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to get on the motorbike and I will ride it, because who was it? It was the neighbour across the road, and they, gotta look at the lens, I remember, because I watched me back and I'm like, Wobbit. Once I get past this, it's like boss, once he gets his nervous energy out, he's actually like the coolest dog, but he fucking annoying before that. I think we're very alike in that sense. Does that mean I'm fucking annoying too? I'm gonna go with yep, sometimes, definitely. But, right. I rode to the front yard, and I rode, well, actually, I tried to ride around the front yard. Tried being the most important word in that sentence, yeah? So tried actually means, so you just got your driveway and just like a normal bit of grass, yeah? So I sort of went down past the driveway, and I came and I stalled till we get in the picture. So I think I've stalled, I don't even know how many times, by the time I get to like where the tree is, and I'm like, fuck, okay. And the branches are like big, yeah? I'll put a photo up on my website. Anyway, I'm like, try to do the whole move the thing back. Nope. That was straight away that is, I will literally fall over. So I stopped doing that. I was like, I'm on the motorbike. The motorbike has a fucking engine. It can do this for me. So I did it again. So I got around and I was like, okay, this is fucking retarded. Yeah, like, I cannot. I swear to God, guys, when I got my licenses, I could do all of it. Like, I got higher marks than Mr. X, and we got our learners and full licenses 1 week apart from each other, both, and neither of us knew about it until after. And I got higher than him, and he was very gutted. And yeah, I can hear my ego in my head saying, you said you wouldn't talk about him again. And I'm like, well, shut up, I'm in charge. And you're like, well, get to what the point was in this fucking reason we're making this video. Conversations happening in my head, guys. See, now I'm hearing, they're going to think you got schizophrenia. I'm like, I don't. I'm in therapy. It's all good, guys. And that's no disregard to anybody who does. It's just I'm aware of all of the ones I've got, and that's not one of them. See, I did it again. Right, get to where I want to be. The neighbour. Maybe I'm avoiding it subconsciously. I don't know. Anyway, so I realised that I needed to stop fucking around and actually come inside and get into my motorbike gear and go for a proper ride. So I closed the dog door so I could open the gate, and I got changed and put everything on, and I went out. And the first thing I always have to do when I ride is pull out onto like the curb and then check the mirrors, right? Yeah. So that's what I was doing as my neighbour walked towards me with the lawnmower. Now the back gate was open and our boss was already inside, so like, need to be in my eyes. And he's sort of like, I'm just going to do the yard. And I'm like, yeah, cool, I'm going to go for a ride. And he's like, can I go in? And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm okay with that. It wasn't until I was like quite some way that I remembered I'd actually left the back door unlocked, and then I was like, how do I feel about that? And I was like, fine, actually. I actually felt fine. I knew he wouldn't even look or try it. Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, so I was riding, just getting there. I have to ride, honest to God, guys. Like, I have to make this vow to myself and make it publicly, so that I fucking hold myself to it, which is, I have to ride my motorbike at least once a week, at least. I must set Google up on a weekly reminder to tell me. It's not that I don't want to. I fucking want to be as good a motorbike rider as I am a car driver, and I'm a really fucking good car driver, I think. I'm definitely confident, so yeah, I feel like a queen, or even more, a goddess. I feel fucking like, when I ride my bike, I absolutely love how it makes me feel. So it goes without saying, I want to be really, really, really fucking good at it. Yeah. Come back to the story, woman. So I was riding the bike. I came back to check in and see where he was at, and he was all good. And I asked him, do you want some water? He's like, no, I've got a drink. We moved the table out of the way because the table's broken. I've had it for like since 2015. Yeah, ages. So you have to have two people to move it. And he was fine. I knew the door was unlocked by this point, and I didn't actually lock it. There you go. I was like, do you need anything? And he's like, nope. So he's like, I was like, I'm really bad at, like, I'm not bad at this, but I really need to keep practicing. And, you know, he's like, just go for it, keep riding. I was like, yeah, may as well. I'm in the gear, the bike's there. So I did. And, like, each time I ride, obviously, like, I ride to the point where I feel like I'm proper comfortable again. And then I try to, like, do something different, like just push myself that little bit more, and in a feeling of being safe, obviously, because when I'm on my motorbike, it's like I'm very obviously consciously aware of what I'm doing, because I cannot ride the way I can drive, and I have to think about everything I'm doing, which is why I'm very, very grateful, and always will be, to my brother-in-law for the installation of the thing that tells me what, like, gear I'm in. So anyway, blah blah blah, alright, decide to come back, all good. Right, this is where I think everything starts to break down. This is where maybe it starts to break down. Just tell the story. Alright, so in my head I was thinking, okay, so I have felt extremely detached today, guys. Like, I have felt so out of body context in so many situations, it's unbelievable. So I'm just trying to maybe get my bearings, and this is how I need to do it, obviously. This is actually the third video I've made. I've made 2 since I got home from riding my bike, and the first one I really want to post, and it's like literally a minute and 11 seconds. The problem is I flipped the camera, it was on my phone, and it was meant to get the back of my neighbour, but I think, like, it's like real fast in the shadow, but I think you can almost see a glimpse of his face, and it's like, I have actually spent some time trying to figure out the whole scissors fucking button, to get rid of the, like, literal split second of his face, but I have no idea how to do it. So I'm not sure what to do about that, because I would like to post the video, and then I made another video about the first video, but the second video, again, I'm so in my fucking head by this point, guys. Which in hindsight, it might be interesting to post just for that reason alone. Okay, maybe, yeah, I was going to say maybe that wasn't the start, but you know, it would have been. So, okay, this is, oh, if someone can figure out this, please let me know, because as it stands, at 5:28 p.m. on the, what is it, 12th of March, 2022, I feel like a series of events has happened, and for the majority of it, I've been like, maybe not, no, not the majority of it, that doesn't sound right. A chunk of it, at least, I've been a bystander. Oh, why are you freaking yourself out? That's a really good question. Oh my god, this is fucking retarded. Right. So, I come in, I park the bike at the front, right? I am at this, like, I'm in my head, not even about the neighbour at this point. I'm just in my head because of how consciously aware I have to be when riding my motorbike, as well as all the thoughts that always accompany when I do ride my motorbike. And it's like, yes, Mr. X is obviously a big part of that. Like, he took me on his bike all the time, and one of the memories that I always think of, and I'm definitely not told this story before, is that I bought my bike like before I really even had a fucking clue what I was doing, let's face it. It's like how many years later, and I'm not that much further ahead, truthfully. Oh no, I could obviously ride then. I've got my license. Like I said in this 19-minute video, I've actually got really good grades. That sounds weird, but yeah, in the lessons. confidence though. By myself, like, obviously, I don't know, like, if other people that live alone experience stuff like this, but it's like, when you live by yourself, it's like, am I overreacting? Am I normal? Am I not normal? We're all aware of that. But what's normal, right, guys? Alright, bring the fuck of that. Right. Bike's at the front. In my head, I'm already in fucking so much pain. That's why I've come back, right? Okay. Because just the gears, guys. Like, oh my god. Like, I have a gardener for a reason, yeah? Like, I have a gardener. So, I mean, the dude just offered to be a nice neighbour. That's what I thought anyway. I'm now in that hindsight of, oh my god, what the fuck, how did you be so dumb? Which again is, just tell a story. Even those of us who want to tell our stories, or in my case, want to understand my own stories, the amount of times something has come out of my mouth and I've heard it at the same time the next person has is more often than not. For a long time in my life, I've been, do I actually think that? Like, I heard me say it, and it's like, huh, does this happen to other people? But like, you know, I question everything, obviously, in the sense of, like, I don't do that anymore. I'm very aligned. I've been saying that for a long time, which I guess means that I'm all good in big picture sense, but fucking hell, sometimes I am just floating along in my, Master 11, spirituality, fucking, like, fifth dimensional, I don't really care what happens down here in 3D anymore, in the sense of the world is falling apart, and I don't know, but I obviously do care, but I sometimes don't always register stuff that maybe I should. So, as I've explained, the neighbour is in the house that's been turned into like a share house. So there's like 2 nieces is what he said, and then a couple, and then him. Now, he's finished mowing the lawn by this point. I've come in. Maybe I'm avoiding it because it's like, how did this train of thought happen? I haven't even explained the motorbike park. I've really fucking talked a lot of talk without really saying anything. Even I can actually fully see that, I think, right now. I left the motorbike out the front instead of riding it in and putting it on the turntable, which is where I would normally do, because I wanted to wash the motorbike. Now, I'd already registered that I was in pain, just changing the gears and the clutch, yeah? My hands are always the first to go, right? So my hands are hurting, and oh my god, it's all flooding back, guys. My hands are hurting, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's a beautiful day, I've got all this energy, I've already been to the dog park for like 2 hours, I've put all the bloody, don't talk negative about good things, I put all my uni notes on the wall. Not true, there are actually some, right, nearly all of them, but I really do need to make more colours. So anyway, they are next to me to keep doing. Look at this bullshit. Outside, right, at this point the neighbour's finished. Yeah, now he had moved everything in line. We're talking shit that has never moved since I've moved in here, yeah? And it's all on the first video, and like I said, I really just want to post it, but I don't know. Anyway, I'll watch it again and see what I think. But he's standing there, we're in the shade, and we've put the thing back, and we're talking. I can hear someone whistling like super loud, and it's just hit me that I can usually hear them. Oh my god, hope to god they can't fucking hear me. I am somewhat loud. I think if he or any of them knew I was not, I think if he knew I was doing this, he'd say something. Because this is what he actually did say. So we're at the back, and now this is where I don't understand where my logic went to, because there is none in what I'm about to say next, and I know this. I've been viewing myself since this afternoon as the scientist, and this is the experiment, and thank God life is a story, because I'm a character, and this is what the fuck, and there will be an end at some point, so it's all just gonna be okay, you know? I like the neighbour. I think he's nice. Like I said this morning's video, I'm happy to take him to Bunnings with me, but I'm now realising, see, this is where I get real conflicted, yeah, because I think he is nice, but what? I can't tell if this is my fault or not, but we're at the back, and I've given him a glass of water, and I've had not one, but 2 bongs. I'm going to watch this back in like even a year's time and be like, I mean, I know what I'm doing, it's just, like, anyone that's smoked a bong knows it's different to a joint, to a vape. The way you smoke or like ingest something does determine the high. Anyone that's done drugs knows this. That's, I mean, Jesus, I talk about everything. And I'm very aware, like I wrote myself a note the other day, and I was like, if I work solely, say, in an online fashion that's not face-to-face, that would definitely solve the, well, I mean, it's not a problem, so to speak, but, you know, like, the fact that I'm one Olivia in millions, right, guys? So, yeah. I mean, I'm just in, like, obviously, it's very much in the forefront that I'm studying for a degree for a reason, but I still believe this is all just meant to be happening the way that it is, so I'm just gonna keep making my videos, and truthfully, I think this is ultimately more important. Well, yeah, no, it is, because this is how I help me. This is how I help me. It's not exactly like I took to this thing about schoolwork only. I've done 3 learning with lives, and 1 I read out of a textbook directly, and 2 I don't make fuck all sense. So don't hold me to anything I say ever. But my neighbour and I are standing in the shade, and we're looking at the lawn, and he starts talking to me about, first of all, this is like the first time the lawn, he's got it like I don't know, like it's, no, I don't know, mowing a lawn, Jesus. He goes, yeah, I'll even it out, blah blah blah. I said, look, don't do any like full-on work, yeah, like I don't, like, I really appreciate the lawn being done, as long as I can sort of, you know, I want to sit at my table. Like, I don't need anything more than the neighbour helping me out with the lawns, yeah, like, Not that I need to defend myself, but I legitimately cannot do them because of the level of pain I get in, right? So this is where the breakdown in my brain starts, right? Even on the ride home, I was like, I'm walking in the fucking door. I don't care how gross it is or anything. I'm fucking having a bong because this is it. This is the fucking weekend. It's Labour weekend. It's a fucking public holiday on Monday. The absolute fucking love of my life. I don't care how fucking insane or delusional that makes me sound, because I really don't. His 7th year wedding anniversary is on Monday, so fuck it. And I know for the sake of my grades, because oh my god, I just can't even think about it. I can't say it again. I've said it twice in a video about the whole self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, I will get the grades. I'm changing the language in my head. I will remember everything I learn. I will absorb the information. I will get where I need to be, and I am where I need to be right now. Just like he is, wherever that is. I have no freaking clue. Like, yeah. I will get to a point. It's definitely getting out of my system. But you'd hope so. 7 years. Well, I wasn't even married when I met him. Oh, God, I do sound like I'm crazy. There ain't nothing a single person on this planet that could say to me that I haven't already said to myself. So, yeah, that doesn't really faze me what the next person thinks. I do, on the other hand, really am actually really excited about stopping weed, because I know that I can do it. 2018 proves that. That was my sober year challenge to myself. But here's the thing, like, why am I talking about this? Because I smoked a fucking bong, and all I've done is talk about how disgusting bongs are for like a week. I can hear me. Yes, I can. Boss. It's outdoors. Awesome. Alright, so having a drink. He's having his water. Lawn looks short. Looks good. I'll take a photo. You know, it's on the lawn. Anyway, like I've said, share house. Yeah, he's the older guy. Then there's the couple. I've met the man. I've heard the woman a lot. I post about it most times I can hear them truthfully, because it's entertaining if nothing else. That's how I choose to see it, because otherwise it'd just be fucking annoying, right? We're outside and we're talking. Now, I'm 2 bongs in, because I'd had one and I didn't spit, and I was like, oh my fucking god. I messaged my friend, Ashley, that's the name we've decided on, in New Zealand, and it was, oh, I had a bong and I didn't spit, go me. That never happens anymore. And, wow, I just realised my voice has lowered. I am loud. I'm like my mother. Fucking it annoys the shit out of me. I can hear them right now. Anyway, we're at the back and we're talking. And he starts talking about houses and living situations. And he starts saying, and I can't remember word for word, I haven't actually had any other bongs, because when I came in here, I was like, I really need to talk to the fucking camera. Oh, Jesus, the dude with the really big fucking light. What are they? Is the Kensington? No. Oh my god. I'm really stupid. Kensworth. Is it Kensworth trucks? Yes? Kensworth. Nope. Oh man. Yes. Oh my god. Kenworth. I think. Is that right? Kenworth. The big fucking trucks. Just pulled up. The back and the lawn is done. My motorbike is out the front. I'm stoned. I'm currently stoned right now, and I smoked bongs before I talked to him. Me not thinking, because I parked the motorbike there instead of where it's supposed to be in on the turntable, because I was going to wash the motorbike, because I was going to be like Superwoman and fucking go to the dog park, put notes up, go for a motorbike ride, and wash the motorbike ride. I couldn't really fucking feel my hands when I got home. What were you thinking? Anyway, so he starts talking about living situations, and he's like, so you wouldn't be able to have a housemate, would you? It'd be really hard for you. I was like, why is that? And he's like, oh, they'd have to be exactly like you, or you wouldn't like it. And I was like, how do you know that? And he's like, oh, and then, well, now that I think it back, this is where it was super fucking weird, guys, yeah, okay? So this, I fully detached for this, yeah? So I can't explain what it feels like. I can't explain lots of things these days, to fucking dissociate. It's very, very weird. It's like you're you, but you're not you, because you're kind of like here watching, but you're not really here. But anyone that's ever dissociated knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, you're watching yourself, and like in real time, it was like, fuck, woman, what have you done? Like, what is actively actually happening is he is saying everything he can to try and figure out if I will sublease a room to him, and I'm at the same time hearing myself say all the right things, in the sense of, because it was like it hit me all at once, and it was like, oh Jesus, actually lots of things are hitting me all at once, and it's freaking me the fuck out. Well, not freaking me out, but it's, I'm really just going to finish the story about the fucking neighbour, because clearly I'm still in my fucking head, and I'm at 37 minutes of talking. Like I said, these videos are for me, so if you're still watching, thank you. Not even just thank you, like, cool. I have a point. I just obviously got a lot to get through to get to it at this point. But you know, these videos aren't really so much in the sense of like, yes, they're still just going to be named daily part, whatever, but obviously this is me needing to get something out, and this is that my neighbour mowed my lawn. He has declined every time I've offered to pay for it, so you know, it's not like I haven't tried. Excuse me, goodness. I've such severe reflux issues, right? Because why wouldn't I? I've got every other issue there is, almost. Well, hopefully not, because this thing on my leg is kind of freaky looking, but I'm not sure if it's freaky looking because I'm just freaking myself out subconsciously or consciously or whatever it is, but I don't know. Skin check thing on Thursday. Anyway, the guy's basically asked without asking, which is so funny, because he was like, I would never hint, I would just ask you, which was exactly what he'd just done. So he basically is trying to suss me out to see if I'll rent the room to him. And he's like, oh, it'd be really hard, like, what do you like? I was like, I've had 2 lots of housemates before. I said, you are actually 100% right. I said, I have zero interest in ever living with anyone ever again, because I know I can't do it. Like, I don't ever want to date. Like, I have zero interest in trying to find someone that's not the person that I fucking love. And like, I can and absolutely no, I could fucking love someone, but 70% of people settle, and I don't want to be someone that makes someone else not find the one they're truly meant to be with. And that is exactly what would happen, because I'm been in love for a long fucking time. Like, what is it? No, eight, no, whatever, how many years? But as I've said over and over and over again, it's not like I haven't tried. My not trying about just got fucking bigger. Don't need to keep doing that. But yeah, like, I feel like I just didn't think it through. It was like, he's like, it was weird, okay, guys. So it was like, I've talked for 40 fucking minutes, and I'm only literally getting to the point in the story that actually freaked me the fuck out. Because everything else up to this point, totally fine, truthfully. Good day, went for a ride, came back, parked on the front lawn, because clearly there was, I don't know what was happening in my brain, because one part was can't fucking wait to walk aside, I'm going to pour a gin, and I'm going to fucking have a bong, and I'm going to lie the fucking rest, like, down, my hands hurt like fuck, yeah? And the other part of me was like, let's park out on the front lawn and go fill up a bucket of hot water and get the hose, and I was like, I'm not totally sure what happened there, honestly, but that's, yeah. So we're talking, and he's made this, like I'm paranoid. Sometimes paranoia is just, though, a little bit, I feel. I'm not actually paranoid, but my point being, like, not all people who look paranoid are just, yeah. Sometimes people are fucking fucked. Anyway. He basically wants to know, I said, and this is where I was just like, holy moly, motherfucker, why? And that's when I could hear Michelle in my head going, yeah, you don't need to be associating with them. And I'm like, torn, because it's like, well, no, I don't. And in that moment I flashed, and I was like, holy fuck, I said to him, I was like, I'm really sorry, dude. I was like, but there is no way I'm renting out a room. I've done it twice. I didn't like it. I won't do it again. I was like, you know, like you offered to do the lawn, so to speak, you know. And yeah, he's like, no, it's all good. I was like, man, I hope we're all good. Yeah, I was like, but like, this isn't, like, you're not moving in with me, you know, like, and that is literally what it was coming down to. I was like, dude, like, I was like, as of Tuesday, I'm like, I'm not even smoking weed anymore. I said, I'm probably not going to smoke weed until, like, Christmas Day. I've got, like, absolutely no reason to, and every reason not to when it comes to university, yes? So, I know I'm prescribed it, and to me, that makes it even a bigger fucking deal, because I'm legally allowed to smoke, and not only allowed to, I'm actually legitimately prescribed 2 fucking grams a day. 2 grams. I don't smoke even quarter of that, I don't reckon. Maybe quarter when I smoke these disgusting things, but I haven't spit, so yummy. But yeah, so I really quickly had to be like, no to absolutely not, no housemates, no chance. And then I was very like, and at this point I'm sort of like, alright, now that I've talked it through with myself, I feel better. I feel so much better. Okay, so it's all good. Everything has always... Everything's been feeling fucking amazing. Because everything is amazing. And you know what? I have been treating this as my neighbour doing me a nice thing. And I said that to him. I was like, dude, because when I said no, I said, and for starters, I said, not only do I not want a housemate, I said, but there's absolutely no way that anything to do with ice or any other drug. I said, no, I don't even want people smoking bongs around me anymore. I said, I'm giving mine away. Yeah. I'm like, I said, this is it. This is my long weekend. This is it. I'm going to my friends on Monday night. We are going to drink wine and, you know, celebrate Mr. X's fucking 7th wedding anniversary. Celebrate is probably not the right word. Commiserate was the first one that came to mind, but that doesn't sound right either. I just hope that he's there, I don't know, he's probably never going to see this, but I just hope they're fucking happy. Like, genuinely happy, and not just we're happy for the children's sake happy, because that shit fucks with kids. That's, again, not my opinion, it's scientific proof. That's a really fun thing about being a uni student. So, yeah. Anyway, I definitely shut it down. He took offence. He took offence in the point that this is again where it was real fucking weird and interesting and detached, and I was two people at once, so to speak, because it was like he got real sort of like, oh, like they're still good people and it's not a bad thing, and I'm like, I've always said that. I said that's why you're in my yard. I said because I don't look at you and think you smoke ice, obviously, because you wouldn't be standing here. I said, but you can't have it in my house. I said, and I absolutely have never even said that I want a house. I don't even have a spare room anymore. Thank God. But there's no fucking way he's coming into my house and having it all, because like my spare room is my weed room and my meditation room, which again, meditation room, woman, it's in the fucking name. We've got more people arriving for the neighbours. There's so many fucking people. I didn't think this through. So he's saying to me, oh, we're nice people, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I've never judged you. It's totally fine. I said, do you not remember putting the freaking pipe in front of me? And he sort of looked at me, and I'm like, dude, you're all good, yeah? I said, like, we're neighbours, yeah? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, just so you know, I was like, come, like, Tuesday. I said, I'm putting my head down and I'm studying. I said, I have to study. I have to. I've given up Netflix. Dan's leaving on Wednesday, we're talking about the TV streaming show in Australia too, by the way. Though there's a fairly good chance that I'm going to watch the next Conjuring in a row tonight, because I may as well watch them that are all available before it does end. I am going to watch, they're having a fucking party, obviously. I'm going to watch Married at First Sight 2. We've already talked about that, that's fine. I said, yeah, with you and me, yeah, we know where we stand with that one. This is it, last season, I'm fucking giving my energy to. But, it got real weird for a minute there with the neighbour, I felt. I definitely was obviously in my head and not in my head and fairly out of it, because I'm registering that my bike is in the fucking front yard. I can't walk my bike at all. I can't even turn my bike in the back shed area, so I had to have a turntable made. That says it all, yeah? So we talked, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to be studying, you might not see me, I'll definitely see you about the, because I let him know that Michelle had said don't do anything with the fence until they actually come to see the fence, which makes sense, which I didn't even think of until she said it. But it was really weird, because I said to him, I don't know what happened, because he sort of, he got weird and defensive about the ice, and I was like, I'm fine, I'm fine with it. I don't, like, it's not, I don't want a housemate is what the thing is. I said to him, when it comes to you and your ice, I said, you are the person that I'm talking to. I said, and at the moment, I'm putting ice right here. I only just realised that means that I'm doing with that exactly what I won't do with food, which is compartmentalise. That's something to think about, isn't it? This is where it gets hard, because I still, again, don't think people on drugs are bad people, but I am thinking I may have put myself in a dumb, stupid situation because more and more and more cars keep pulling up next door. And they're like, I've been there. I know what's going on. I'm like, yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, he basically wanted to get out of there into here. It's not going to happen. So I sort of made it clear. And again, like, I definitely am not as confident in certain stuff. Like I am, and I'm not. I don't know where I'm at the moment right now. I'm overthinking and I'm talking and I'm trying to get the fucking point out, which has nearly taken me a goddamn hour. But hey, I feel better and I've calmed the fuck down. So, you know, I only talked it out. You know, I think I'm definitely going to stay with my gardener from here on out. It's just so much easier that way. And yeah, I just didn't think it through because it felt like it ended weirdly. And it's like he seems cool, but I don't know, guys. It made me feel bad and weird and dumb and like it was just another dumb thing I didn't think through. And now it's sort of just like, well, he was fine when he helped me with the motorbike because obviously like the motorbike's not in my front yard, thank God. And he walked it from the yard to pushed it onto the stand for me, to the turntable. So everything is actually perfectly good. Everything's great. There was nothing I needed to be worked up about. There's no people with burning stakes at my fucking front door. Our mind, my mind for sure, our worst enemy. I have sat here and talked to myself for 51 minutes and 50 seconds. But less than an hour to figure all of my bullshit out and be like, okay, do I actually have anything? Check the facts. That's what my therapist would say. Check the facts. Right, so the neighbour did mow my lawns. I did offer to pay and he declined. I am aware of the fact that I feel like I should feel guilty, which doesn't make sense, but it's like, how do I make the sense? I do not feel at all guilty that he mowed my lawns or bad or anything like that. Because I have given absolutely zero impression that I want a housemate. And I've given 100% like straight up told him, you can't even bring that stuff in my house. Like, you've done it once, don't ever do it again, yeah? And then so he's talking about the ice, and again, very detached at this point, right? And he's like, you know, you're the first person It doesn't make any sense either. No, he goes, you're the first person I've told that, like, doesn't do it, obviously. He's like, I don't tell everyone that. And I was like, yeah, people do tell me stuff, that's for sure. He goes, but, you know, I know you've got your head screwed on, right? And I know you're like, you know, what you're doing, and it's all good. And he goes, I know you'd never tell anyone, and I'm literally standing there and I'm saying whatever I'm saying, and it's all true. I'm just not, I mean, I don't believe in telling a lie, and I absolutely won't accept people that do, but I'm too stoned to know how to explain that because I've written papers on it. It wasn't but I lied in a different kind of way. It's just I'm way too blank because I have to be doing it in the moment. But he was talking about wanting to grow weed and planting a grand final day and telling me how, you know, I had my head screwed on right, and he doesn't always tell people the stuff like the ice and this and that, but he knows that I'm, you know, I've got my head screwed on and I'm not going to be, you know, basically out there, you know, bad mouthing him, so to speak. And truly, I'm not. I mean, the only people in my real life that know is, well, I guess Michelle and Pedro. Oh, and Grant. Oh, I mean, like, they're the 4 people I talk to. Grant, Rachel, and now Michelle and Pedro. and they've been in my life for like 2 weeks. Oh my god, there are fucking more people. Wow. Of course, it's the big fucking long weekend. Everyone's going to be partying. I knew that. So, yeah, bikes in, everything's good. I'm good. I've talked for a long fucking time, but meh, you don't have to watch me if you don't want to. And, yeah, Jesus, everything's okay, but like I said, I just remember thinking, I'm never gonna tell you that I grow weed inside my fucking room or make this video. Actually, I accidentally did say I made videos at one point when I first met him, and I don't think I've ever mentioned it before. And I did, I accidentally mentioned it. I couldn't fucking believe it. Like, I swear to God, there are people like me. I cannot be the only one. I cannot be the only one, right? Who hear what they're saying when you guys do. Like, the amount of shit, honestly, in my life I've had to go, do I think that? And I'm obviously I haven't been this reflective my whole life. I'm 36. That hit me in the dog park today, talking to someone. That my new friend is 20. And I was like, fuck man, I'm 37. Yeah. I met Mr. X when I was 28. So I guess that puts it. Yeah. Don't want a house name. Happy that my lawns are mown. Definitely going to stick with my garden from here on out. I've made it real clear to the neighbour from Tuesday onwards I'm planning to study. So he's not going to see me leaving much, but I will obviously keep him informed with the fence, speak to him like I have normally. So it's basically going to go back to the way that it was. I'm not going to interact with him as much. Just because, not for anything, I'm going to just speak to him the way I normally do at the fence, I guess, but no more, like, mowing my lawns. Did not see that happening, like the whole him thinking I might be open to it when he literally told me that he's gonna go and have a shower and then go and smoke some ice. Like, how are you gonna live with someone that's not... Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. I am probably just gonna lie down and scroll on Reddit for a little while just to I was gonna say de-escalate, but again, I'm pretty at the moment, just to completely relax and unwind and sit down, because, you know, I did sort of freak myself out, and that is why I picked up the camera. I was just like, oh my god, there's all these people there, he knows all these people, what have you done? They're all on ice, you know this. Like, not only are you, like, aware that they're on ice, you talk about it to your camera and you upload it to the fucking internet, which is public. And I'm just like, yep, it's all good. Like, what will be, will be. And I have faith that I am safe. Oh, that rhymes. But I definitely have to think more moving forward. So, big lessons there. People on drugs are still people, 100%. They're just usually involved with things that someone training to be a psychologist needs to stay the fuck away from in all capacities. It's not me being a super judgmental person, that's me being a I don't know. I need to just put me and my schooling and my fucking everything. I'm quitting weed, guys, and I'll fucking prescribed it. That to me is my biggest. If I believe there was a heaven and I had to go through some pearly gates, that would be my ticket in. I honestly think so. I don't believe there's a heaven and there's some big pearly gates or anything like that, but it would definitely be that Olivia quit weed for university in 2022, even though she's legally prescribed it. Don't mind if I do. That's me, just do a little bow. Yep. To wind things up. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, as always. I have nothing to be worried about, which I would have probably put myself into a very anxious, highly stressed out, overthinking state if I hadn't picked up the camera. And oh god, actually guys, I watched this back and I'm like, oh poor man, it's like, dude, it's been an hour and 22 seconds. But it's like, I need to go and meditate. I need to use the room that I created for a reason. Just like I need to ride my motorbike till I get good at it. Because it's all the thought that always comes to my mind when I'm riding to the one with Mr. X is when I first had my license and I bought the bike. So I bought the bike brand new in 2004, and I had my license and I'd moved to move closer to him. Apparently I knew, right? And at one point I had like a few different share houses, and that's a whole other story for another time. But I needed to move the bike from, I do not remember the suburb. I will figure it out and write it in the comment at some point. But from a certain place to a certain place, and it was roughly a 45-50-minute bike, like motorbike ride. And he obviously rode, because as I said, we got our licenses a week apart, both learners, both full. Neither one of us telling each other either time. So we're very much on par with so many of our things in life. So I can't help but wonder sometimes, like, where is he besides the married with kids part of him at life-wise? Yeah, I'm aware that I could go and date other people and do this, that, and everything else, and there's plenty more efficiency and blah, 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 and all that stuff. But as I've said, I do not want to be the person that potentially stops someone from finding their happily ever after, because it isn't me. I know this. I'm good. I would, honest to God, rather at this point vow, maybe I should just vow, make a vow of complete and utter celibacy to myself, for the sake of every single part of me, mind, body and soul, for the rest of my life. There's only one person I want to break it for. And it wouldn't be breaking it, because celibacy isn't in the sense of like, oh my god, I want to rip that man's fucking clothes off and lick every single inch of it, and I'm pretty sure he's like celebrate, like they'll be, I don't know what they're doing. I'm not even going to speculate. I don't want to speculate. That's his life and this is mine, and I honestly believe everything is happening as they're meant to be happening, exactly as they're happening. Or as Wittgenstein would say, breathe, woman. Let's try that again. In the world, everything is as it is and happens as it does happen. I love that quote, so I wrote it on the wall. I truly believe as souls that we chose these big fucking things that are happening. The first thing that comes to my ego's mind is, then how do you explain the war in Russia and Ukraine right now? And it's like, I mean, there's so many people talking about that, and that's not where I'm going to end this, but you could obviously bring it back to Putin and whatnot, but like, it's, yeah. There's so many fucking things happening, guys, so many things, and I guess my point is that, like, I spent so much time and energy, of not only mine and other people's, wasted trying to find something I already have. And just because you can't see him, and neither can I for that matter, not in 3D obviously, because he's married with kids somewhere else, but like, I'm like a physicist, like, there's so many layers and dimensions and, you know, versions, and like at soul level, at like higher self level, guys, like all the dates and the sex and the fucking, I have had so much fucking sex, guys. Like, oh, I read stories on Reddit about men that are horrified about their women who've had sex with like 25 people, and I'm just like, fuck me. Like, I don't even know what my number is. I don't know if I can connect to you, but I know it's more than 27. But I'm gonna leave it at that, because everything, even though we can't always see what the fuck is happening or understand why right now, you gotta just fucking have faith that something better is gonna come from this. Something better needs to come from everything, if you ask me. And, you know, if you're actively trying to make your life better in any way at all, good for you. And if you're not, and you've been thinking about it, or thinking about it, I don't know, and you've watched all the way to the end, which is an hour and 6 minutes, might be something to think about. Because, you know, like I've said, I spent a lot of my life detached in a sense, not as detached as today. Today was full bowls. I'm stoned as fuck. Oh my god, how did I detach to the point where my motorbike's at the front and I smoke 2 bongs? But anyway, I don't feel that stoned anymore. But like I've said, it's my last big weekend, and then as of Tuesday, this is it. I have to shut up with the talking and put my head down and start learning. Not only because I have to, but I genuinely fucking want to. And I have found it. This is it. 7 years to Mr. X and an ice pipe put in front of me, and you know what? I'm the fucking happiest I've ever been in my whole life. So, because I didn't use the ice pipe, I should probably add. But yeah, life is good. I am good. The neighbour's fine. Everything's good. My fence is gonna get fixed up because even Pedro will help me probably because he works at Bunnings. No, there's a very long and very rambled, very fucking blah blah blah. Probably not fucking anyone will even watch it all, but that's cool. I needed to talk it out. 6/18, 12th of March, 2022, and I am going to stop talking.